Wow, wow. Okay, before I get into the full talk, I need to show you this next slide. And I want you to think about what it says. Life is pointless, and that's God's greatest gift. Now, I need you to bake that in, just really see that. Life is pointless, and that is God's greatest gift. Now, this comes from Neil Donald Walsh, Bringers of Light, How You Can Change Your Life and Change the World. Okay, so I'll go ahead and stop sharing and let's talk about it. So, life is pointless? Huh. I mean, it does go with the title, What's the Point Anyway? And if life is pointless, then what are we doing here? And the second part of that, it says that's God's greatest gift. Wait, why is it good that there's no point? And I love this idea because it disabuses us of the notion that we have to do something or we're late for doing the thing we're supposed to be doing. Or if you don't do it, something's going to happen to you because you had a goal and you didn't meet it. It's just there's a lot of Western doing this in type A going on, and the idea that we're put here for some external purpose that we don't get to choose and that we're sort of enslaved to it. And turns out that's not true. And I will explain in detail, but I love the idea that when you really come to spiritual liberation, it is, what's your job? Just to be alive. Your livingness, your aliveness is the point. It's not your aliveness so that you can check a check mark off of the checklist, not an externally diagnosed or not an externally defined checklist. No. But so there's the fun part. If life is pointless and that's God's greatest gift, it's because then we get to choose what it is we want to do. Now, here's a reading from a book called from a book called A Psalm for the Wild Built, like Psalms in the Bible. This one is A Psalm for the Wild Built, and this is Moss Cap that says, here's the conversation. I don't have a purpose any more than a mouse or a slug or a thorn bush does. Why do you have to have one in order to feel content? Nothing has a purpose. The world simply is. You keep asking why your work is not enough, and I don't know how to answer that because it is enough to exist in the world and marvel at it. You don't need to justify that or earn it. You are allowed to just live. I have wants and ambitions too, but if I fulfill none of them, that's okay because I know that no matter what, I am wonderful. Just whoa. If we were to wake up and start moving through the world one morning, knowing that we've already done our job by being here and that everything else is icing on the cake, would that not change the energy that you bring with you? I know it would for me. I know that when I get those moments of, I'm already loved, I'm already precious, I'm already I'm already divine, then everything I'm doing is fun. It's because I want to, not because I have to, or because I'm afraid that if I don't, then I didn't earn the right to do the things or have the things that I want. What kind of internal contract or internal agreement did I make with myself? Anyway, it's fake is what I'm trying to say. It's fake because if Ernest Holmes tells us the purpose of life is to fundamentally wake up, or have a self-realization that we are inherently divine just because we are here. That with the fact that we are embodied in the flesh, breathing in and out in every moment that we're alive, that is enough, then we've done it. If we are already expressions of the infinite mind, and our primary purpose is to wake up to the fact that we're already divine, the work is in the waking up. I feel like then the fun is being awake. If the work is in waking up, then the joy of it, the fruits of it, is this unbound joy that we have in living every moment, being in every moment. Now, I want you to catch this nuance. Think about the energy that you bring. I should say that I bring. It's better to just own it. I don't want to put this on you. I'll own it. Think about the difference in energy that I bring when I sit at my desk, motivated by fear that I'm not going to have enough, or that there's not going to be enough, or that I have to earn the right to take up space in whatever job or whatever I'm creating. My creations happen to be on the computer. Yours might be on a canvas or at a keyboard or wherever it is that you do you. What if you show up at that location motivated by the fear that, oh no, if I don't, then I won't. The fear that we're not going to get it right and we're not going to do it, we're not going to fulfill our purpose. That's a whole different creation that comes out of it, with the energy of fear and lack. Now, there's that one. Now flip it and imagine yourself, as I talk about myself, arriving at my desk like, I'm already fantastic. And I get to show what I've got. I get to give in the place wherever it needs giving. And now what that means is that the first me, who shows up out of fear, has blinders on and is dead set on a goal that I've defined is the purpose for me. And if I don't make it, then I don't get 100 points. I don't get an A+ if I don't make it. How likely am I to be aware of the nuances? How likely am I to be compassionate for someone who comes to me and asks me a question? How likely am I to stop what I'm doing and go be with the pet who wants to go play, or be with the world around me? I'm not very likely to notice them at all. And when I do, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be barking. Oh, leave me alone. I'm in the flow. Leave me alone. I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to, it's just a lot of angst involved. Not in the moment at all, not responsive at all, not living the life that I feel like I could live when, now let's flip it, when I show up at my desk and I'm here to just give from the overflow that I feel blessed, and I'm going to give from that level of blessing. Now I'm in the moment. I might have sat down with an idea that I'm going to create something about some topic, and then something catches my eye. And that feels better. Let's focus on that instead. And then I start building that, and all of a sudden I put it out there, and it affects more people. It has more of a feeding. It feeds more life, because I've given it more life. I've infused it with my joy and my love. And when I'm creating from a sense of joy and love, what comes out is so much lighter and has connective tissue in it than when I create from a sense of, oh no, fear, fear, fear. And let's also add that I'm a lot more fun to be around if I'm not terrified that I'm not going to do it right. A lot more fun to be around, and I'm a lot more likely to notice, oh, is there something wrong? Oh, did you want to go outside and play? Oh, I'm a lot more in tune with my environment. And isn't that why we're here? To be in the moment, to breathe in and breathe out, and to know that we're one and we're in the flow. So this comes, all of this, being present, being compassionate, being a person who is a benefit to the world, That comes from waking up to our worthiness, the baked-in worthiness of the fact that we're here. And I can't manufacture that. Every time we all try, well, that's the actual underlying motivation for a lot of our dis-ease and our habits that we end up going to 12-step programs to get out of. We end up with a lot of ritual and things that are meant to cake over the fear that we're not worthy and the fear that we don't have enough and the all of the knee-jerk reactions to avoid feelings that are not so bright. If we could just sit here and be with whatever's coming up, being just breathing in and out whatever's happening right now, it's the most healthy thing we could ever do. So that idea that life itself has this, that's our purpose, to be alive and living and showing up knowing that we're worthy, not trying to get worthiness from the outside because that's how you get a lot of pathologies. We're trying to know that we're worthy from the inside, and then when we show up, all we have to give is love, compassion, or whatever's needed in the moment. Even if what I thought I was bringing was one thing, whoops, looks like they need this other thing. Luckily, I was tapped in. Luckily, I know that I'm enough because then I can give from the overflow. See how that changes the relationships as we move through the world. Now, knowing that, therefore, that we are not dependent on external achievements or societal approval. We don't have to depend on that before we're worthy. We know we're worthy first. Then we're free to choose our own path. And we get to choose it every day. It's not a path where you have to pick. You don't have to choose and then never get to choose again. You get to choose in every moment what it is you'll do with the idea of intuitively feeling into what's needed. You get to choose in the moment what your purpose is for that moment. And it's not an overarching commitment to the next 5 years. I agree that this commitment, no, you get to choose and choose again and again and again. And we are simply existing in our true value, in that worthiness, regardless of what we're choosing, which gives us the compassion and the courage to choose again when we find out more information. The whole world seems lighter when you realize I can explore. And then if I find more information, I can choose to explore in a different direction. It's not one of victimhood. It's not one of contractual, well, I have to. No, none of that is true. So if 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 the purpose of living is life itself and your inherent value is already baked in, then we're we're fully participating in the ebb and the flow as I had you breathing in and breathing out. That is the ebb and the flow of life. Things will go well, and then they'll feel like they fell apart. And then they'll go well again, and then they'll feel like they're falling apart. And it's really holding that truth about ourselves, no matter where we're ebbing or flowing, knowing that behind that, there's a constant, trusting, and reliable part of us that can handle it, that will carry us through. Now, that means you can't choose wrong. You cannot make a wrong choice. There are people who will tell you, oh, no, 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 you better check everything. Yeah, please check everything and know that there probably are some things you missed. And that if you get into it and you're wrong, you get to learn from it. You get to write a little blog, write a story, teach people through song, use what you've learned, and help other people understand how it works or how it worked for you. Because clearly there'll be somebody who would love to know, has anyone tried this? How did it go? What did you do? People love to hear a story of what went wrong. Man, They pull up a chair, they grab popcorn, and they're all in. Tell me what went wrong. I'm here. You, and it's also great to have things go right, but wrong and right are simply a point of view that means you're really too close. You're really too close to see the big picture. It's wrong from a certain point of view and it's right from another. But if you raise back about 10,000 feet, you might be like, oh my gosh, everything's fine. So let's hope that we can bring that idea to ourselves when we're in the throes of things going so-called wrong. Let's hope that we can coach ourselves through maybe it's fine and I just can't see it yet. It's the goal we all want for ourselves. So you get to decide your purpose and you can't decide wrong and you get to decide again and again and again. And you just do what's in front of you. And now I want to tell you about this story that I read. And I like this story. And as I said, everybody loves a good story. There's once a man who walked his dog every Sunday around a lake near his house. Week after week, he saw the same elderly woman sitting at the edge of the water with a small metal cage next to her. One day, the man's curiosity finally got the best of him, and he approached the woman. He noticed that the cage was actually a small trap, and she had 3 small turtles in it. In her lap, there was a 4th turtle that she was carefully wiping down with a sponge. I love this image. Just imagine that little elderly woman wiping down a turtle. Now the man walked up to her and said, "Hi, I hope you don't mind my asking, what do you do with these turtles every week? I notice you sitting here by the lake." And she smiled and explained to him that she was cleaning their shells because any algae or scum that builds on a turtle's shell reduces the ability to absorb the heat, and it slows down their swimming. It can also corrode their shells and weaken it over time. Now, the man was impressed as she continued talking. She says, "I do this every Sunday morning to help the turtles." Now, you're probably thinking like I'm thinking. So the man says, "But don't most turtles live their entire lives with algae on their shells?" And the woman agreed. Well, yeah, they do. That's true. And then the man continued, because he's logical, right? So, I mean, you're kind to do this, he said, but are you really making a difference if most turtles don't have people around to clean their shells with a little sponge? Now, the woman laughed and she looked down at the small turtle on her lap. Now, I imagine at this point, the little turtle looking up like, "I'm going to need you to continue with the sponge." That was just me adding a little bit of drama. She looks down at the turtle on her lap. And she says to him, "Young man, if this little turtle could talk, he would say that I'm making all the difference in the world." Little turtle. So I love this story because, number one, whenever I'm inspired to help, I do start to think, well, what can I do? I'm only one person. How am I going to help? And I'm reading the news. I'm like, wait, he's sending troops where to do what? What's wrong with him? And then I'm like, well, nothing I can do. I mean, there's not, if those other people can't do anything, there's probably something I can do. How have you ever seen some of the videos of starvation happening in the world, even in the country, or maybe water that's been polluted in some way? And then you think, that's a systemic problem. There's nothing I can do. There's something each of us can do, even if it only affects one or a handful out of the millions that are experiencing the issue. And so that's why I love us. I know yesterday, and I won't call any names just in case y'all don't want to be out there like that with all of your philanthropy when it comes to the caterpillars, but I've seen our community grab caterpillars and study what they need so that they can turn into chrysalis units that end up being their destination to fly off. Um, this is amazing. And yeah, there's probably a whole lot of these types of caterpillars that are not going to be kept carefully safe in someone's home just so. But those 8 or 9, oh, they're happy. We each have the ability to make a huge difference, even if the huge difference is in a tiny little life. I love this. So for you, for me, for just walking around in the world and smiling at people, oh my gosh, seeing people, listening to them, giving them something, even if it's not material, something, because we are waking up to our true nature of divine beings in this world, which means we're in the right place at the right time to express the love of the universe. We breathe in the love of the universe and we breathe out our special blend of that love and we bless others with it. And if that's what our highest focus is on, it doesn't really matter how many likes or subscribes or how many, whatever it is you're measuring, however many tokens you're measuring, your good or your accomplishments. I don't know about that, but I do know that when we already have arrived at being good enough, and then we see a world that's struggling, well, then we can help even just a little bit. So we're valuing life for life's sake. Just because we're alive and we're dealing with a lot living beings, we get to make a difference. Wherever we show up, we are the beneficial presence if we choose to be. And I'm hoping that our presence is what adds to this rich tapestry of this world, even if we can't see how the strange activities of certain administrations, how does that how does that work in terms of the global good? Well, the belief is that if we weren't so close to this, we would be able to see all of the good, all of the grant, all of the sparks and the inspiration, all of the shoots that are coming out of the ground because of said thing. We're not far enough away to see it. And there's that hope that I am knowing for all of us, that there's hope baked into it, even if it looks terrible. And more than that, we don't have to wait to step into our greatness. We are that now. And if we just move at like it, we start being that, living from that sense, then wow. Because all we ever have is now. All we have is now. What time is it now? If we could do this now, every now, then that becomes our trajectory. And then we're good. We don't have to wait. So we're going to ask ourselves this as I close. We'll ask ourselves, what is my purpose right now? And then whatever answer you get, whatever gives you that spark of life, that spark of I can do it, whatever leads you, whatever little golden breadcrumbs you see, follow those. It's your excitement, it's your inner spark that, yes, let's do that. And ask it all the time. It will make itself known, and you'll be on your way to living that life that you always knew you could. All right, let us go into prayer. All right, so as I check our chat, I see some prayers very nicely done. Let's go within to that space that is imbued with the divine energy. This is universal power, universal life. The all good, the all knowingness is right here, right now, right where we are. We don't have to go anywhere to find it. It is right here where we are. We couldn't be separate from it, although we could believe we're separate, But I speak my word right now that any belief in separateness is now dissolved. And that right here, right now, I am aware of our true oneness, that there can be no separation. We are the one. Each and every one of us expressing a certain aspect of the one, giving it our certain specific flavor. We are all unified in this underlying oneness. So knowing that we are all one with the divine, I speak my word that Aaron's knee is whole and healing. It is now expressing the divine wholeness that it is. That any ideas of lack, limitation, or dis-ease, or just uncomfortability are simply dissipated, because that's not the truth of the wholeness that is Aaron. And I speak my word for the right work for Manya, that she is right now inspired by and attracted to that which is for her. That the right job is seeking her and she is seeking the right job. I speak my word that right now that attraction is irresistible, that it now finds its manifestation in her life right here, right now. In my mind's eye, I see a celebration, I see joy, I see overwhelming happiness, because the worth that Manya knows that she has now been realized and manifested in that particular job offer, and it is a match made in heaven. I also speak my word for Minister Imhotep Al-Kabulan, who transitioned to be with our ancestors on August 22nd. Eyes, but the body is what we mourn as it passes in, as they pass to the next realm. I speak my word that they feel the comfort and the presence of their dearly beloved, as that dearly beloved moves in the realms that are unseen to us, but that connection is still palpable, it's still felt, and there's comfort there as they mourn the loss of the human mortal coil. So I speak my word for each and every one of us that are going through anything that was not mentioned in the chat, but is held in your hearts. I just know that healing is afoot. The light is shining on that very situation. And I know that all is well, all is unfolding perfectly. And I'm naming it, I'm claiming it good.